The Sims 4 have just released 2 new kits, Storybook Nursery and Artist Studio. Let's take a look. Now, a bit of a disclaimer, I'm not a huge fan of kits. Sometimes I feel a little bit oversaturated with purchases, but today I bought them both so we can have a look at all of their items together. There are 45 items in total, and we're going to be having a look at all of their different swatches, looking out for any cute little details or Easter eggs, and also having a go at decorating a few rooms. First up is Storybook Nursery, and this kit has been made in collaboration with an amazing custom content creator called SixamCC. He makes such amazing Max's Match items. Have a look at his Patreon, it's really incredible work and looks like official packs, so I'm so glad that he's been given the opportunity to make this kit. For both of these kits, I also used his creator code, SixamCC, when I was in the checkout. It doesn't shave any money off the cost, but it does mean that he gets a little bit of a commission for this pack, which I think is greatly deserved. So if you are planning to buy it, please use his code. The kit comes with 23 items, with almost everything you'll need to build a nursery or bedroom. Let's start with the comfort items. There's a new bassinet, cot, and toddler bed. For newborns, there's the beautiful Bose bassinet with 12 swatches. According to its description, it's a gift from Aunt Agnes, or Agnes Crumblebottom, whose nephew is Mortimer Goth. The heirloom crib, for infants, is supposedly a replica of the one carved by Gunther Goth, Mortimer's father. The crib and its toddler-friendly equivalent, the heirloom toddler bed, share the same 13 swatches. The Little Haven rocking chair has 13 swatches. Its name references the Little Haven neighbourhood where Bella Goth lived in The Sims Social. And yes, the chair rocks. Perfect for story time. For surfaces and storage, the Storytime bookcase has 12 swatches. Its description mentions beloved classics, with references to plum bobs, cowplants, llamas, and void critters, all beloved symbols of the game. The Lavish One nightstand, clothing rack, and wall shelf, and the heirloom toy box all share the same 12 swatches. For you to hang on the new clothing rack, there's the Little Boutique Clothes by 330 Main with 6 swatches. This item's name references 330 Main Street in Pleasant View, a boutique in The Sims 2. There are a few new decor items, including some luxurious new curtains called the Dreamer's Drapes. One of my favourite items is the Clowntastic Canopy, which perfectly captures the princess fantasy. These both come with the same 14 swatches. The plush Naptime rug has 12 swatches. This rug, as the description claims, was the favourite napping spot for Hecuba and Menelaus, 2 twin Siamese cats who were part of Cornelia and Gunther Goth's family in The Sims Unleashed. The Dreamland Mobile features a hot air balloon and comes in 9 swatches. Its description mentions Bella Goth's father, Simus Bachelor, as an aficionado of hot air balloons. Inside the basket is a small figure of Bella Goth. The Memorable Milestones Frames item has 12 swatches, all of which have photos of different toddlers and newborns. The Essential Diaper Bag is a new clutter item with 9 swatches, and then there's the Friendly Fur Friends plush with 8 swatches. The Wagoner Wares has 12 swatches, and its description says it was first bought by Apothecary Todd from Magic Town. He's one of the 3 vendors in the Sims Make and Magic expansion. As for toys and parenting items, the kit adds the Lavish One's changing station, which has 12 swatches, all corresponding to those of the other Lavish One's items. For elephants, there's a soft and supple playmat, which has 4 dangling toys: a llama, a plumb bob, a gnome, and a UFO. This also has 12 swatches. The antique blocks for toddlers has 10 swatches, and according to the description, were Bella Goth's favourite toys as a child. For me, probably the best item in this entire kit is the Little Ophelia Villa dollhouse, modelled after the Goths' Willow Creek residence. It has 12 swatches. Finally, the lighting. The Mr. Gerbert table lamp featuring a llama has 12 swatches, and the superfragilistic chandelier has 8 swatches. The only other addition in this kit is the Pleasant Views of Pleasant View wallpaper, a town actually founded by Gunther Goth. The second kit today is the Artist Studio kit, which gives a bunch of new items for artistic sims. Starting with the functional creative items, the Rolling Easel by Independent Expressions Inc. has 12 swatches. These swatches give 6 colour options in both a new and used variant. The Craftmatic Woodworking Table 2.0 has 16 swatches with both new and used variants of the 8 different colours. There's also the Creative Pro tablet, which has 9 swatches. For decor, there's a new small plant called Lilium Mortem with 12 swatches. The new sculpture, Torso in Repose, appears to be mid-sculpt and has 8 swatches. The Sketches and Studies of Studies item in the Painting and Posters section has 4 swatches, all with a unique layout and differently styled drawings. In the Rugs section is the Accidental Paint Splatters item, which has 11 swatches. Like the previous item, this one also varies a lot between each swatch. Some look like small spatters of colour, some look like smears, and other are just large splodges of paint. There are also 4 new clutter items. The collection of sketchbooks has 6 swatches, the discounted paint cans also has 6, and the painter's palette has 8. The odds and ends brush storage has 12 swatches, with old and new variants of 6 different colours. There's also the Forlorn Picture with 10 swatches, in addition to the Studio Drape backdrop with 12 swatches, and the Industrial Spotlight with 6 new and 6 worn swatches. These items make a wonderful still life scene for a painter. There are also 8 new surfaces, 2 pedestals, the Anything's a Surface pedestal and the Improvised Studio pedestal, each have 12 swatches. The other 6 items are in the display sort, and their swatches all share the same theme of half new and half used. The Stepladder shelf has 12 swatches, the Storage Savvy rack has 16, the Ready Set Go or Ready Set Gok if you're has 12, Pollock's Storage Locker has 14, the Companion Cabinet by ECT has 16, as does the Rolling Drawing Rack. Finally, the notorious Slop Sink has 10 swatches, and looks like the perfect place to wash your brushes. Now, let's start building. To begin with, I'm just going to use the kits, and then I'll add in the base game and a couple of extra packs, just to see how the items work in combination with a range of different items. Because we're doing a Storybook Nursery and an Artist Studio kit, I'm going to be building a nursery and an Artist Studio. Okay, so as the pack is so goth focused, I figured that I would add a nursery to the goth house. I'm not sure exactly where yet, let's figure it out. Okay, so my concept is that we're going to remove all of the items from Cassandra's room, and then we're going to pretend that she is now an infant and we are building her first room. I'm just going to take it back to a completely blank slate. Oh, that's quite beautiful actually. So first up, let's get these curtains onto this this wall. That is a bit annoying, not going to lie. Alright, so I had to use Move Objects On to do that. So bassinet, this can go over there. We'll have the nappy change station in the room as well. Just get a few of these items in the room, just so I know what I have to organise. Oh, cute. Oh, I forget how high the ceilings are here. This looks a little ridiculous, but oh well. And maybe chuck the rocking chair there. When I first saw this item, I thought that it was actually going to be a functional play box. A little disappointed that it's not, and we also need a toy box, of course. Now let's get this chandelier down. I might use the black version. Of course we need this canopy. I'll put it there. Oh. There. Without much effort, this is already shaped up into quite a pretty little room. And we also want to have some of the clothes hanging from this little rack. I think the black ones are appropriate. Can I put this up here? Yes, I can. And I'll move that over there. Perhaps on a bit of a different angle. This deep emerald green colour might actually work better with the purple. Alright, so the room's starting to shape up. I think that's looking quite cute. We need to put the wall shelf in. And here we are. All in all, I think it looks pretty cute, but I really want to change the wallpaper to give it a little bit more life. Actually, just changing that to the green swatch, I think ties it all together a lot better. So I think that's how I'm going to keep it. Now for this diaper table, I think it's actually really necessary to have one of these bins for gameplay. And unfortunately this one doesn't really match the style, but it doesn't stand out too much, so I'm not that worried about it. Now the only other thing that I'm really missing from this pack were just some toys. I really expected this bear to be a functional toy object. I've swapped out the bassinet for this little potty. If I were to have this potty in this beautiful lilac, I would be stoked, but those are really my only critiques there. Now that we've made the purple bedroom, let's swap things out and make them a little bit more girly and pink. I think it's a nice little room. Okay, for my artist studio kit, I'm going to be building for Anaya Yang, who lives in the arts district in San Myshuno, and was the only sim I could think of that was like a dedicated painter sim. She has level 5 painting and is actually part of the painting career, so I feel like she's a good candidate. They also have this little recreation room here with an easel and a woodworking table, so I feel like this will be a good room for us to renovate. First things first, we'll clear the slate again, just so we are only working with the items in the new kit. So we can definitely change the colours of the room later, but for now I might keep it as is, just so we can try to find something that matches their existing vibe. They did have a little bit of a still life setup over here. I feel like, oh, you do get some pretty nice natural lighting there. So maybe we'll stick with that for now. Perhaps this table is the way to go. So let's change it to nighttime just so we can sort of see how this will impact the lighting. Perhaps that, and we can push this back one. And then there'll be plenty of natural light on her easel as well. Alright, I think that's sort of a vibe, and we can put some paint splatters on the ground here. Maybe... maybe like that, like there's been some ferocious painting over here. So originally there was also a woodworking table, so we'll restore that into the room. Maybe using this, no. I think maybe that's the vibe. And maybe I budge this over just a smidge and put this in the corner. We'll use another version of the Sketches and Studies of Studies just over there because they do look like completely different items. Oh, that little pop of blue is actually quite nice. And then it means that it can fit in that corner without looking too out of place. And we can move the paints over there. And here we are, making our beautiful still life. One thing that the room desperately needs is some more light on this corner, especially because the backdrop is blocking some of the natural light. Now, because Anaya is in the painting career, we get access to this picture perfect art lighting, which gives a beautiful downlight. So I'm just going to add that in there. And while I'm at it, I might actually get some more of the painting career items, just to see how these would work in combination. I might just overlay those. It's almost as if she's like preparing for a sculpture of some lady, and I kind of dig that. Now, the only other thing I want to change is the flooring. I feel like a lighter color will fit our sort of studio vibe a little bit better. And while I'm at it, I might just add this deer because it adds a really beautiful soft light. I just realized that I can actually fit stuff on these lower shelves as well, which I really like. I'm sort of tempted to add another candle because, you know, when you have so many loose pieces of paper, the best idea is a naked flame. And while I'm at it, I might add this white lily candle light from For Rent, just to have a bit more light over here. You know what? I think we could actually fit in a few more of these like paint smears as well, as if, you know, there's been some more spillage. Maybe it's over here from like the charcoal drawing that's gone on to create these images. And I think that's the room done, our little artist studio. Anaya's nearly going to finish her still life. After all of that, I realized I actually forgot one item. This cabinet here, which is a shame because I think it's actually quite a beautiful item. Let's check out, maybe with that swatch there. And maybe we rotate this just a smidge more. I'll push that over. Yeah. And we'll return our paints and that there. I think I liked the pop of color of the red a little bit more. Perhaps that darker wood. Yeah, I did prefer the red, but this is a beautiful item. And I think it's actually quite versatile. If you imagine that instead of being paints, those are like medicine items or something, and you were to choose one of these cleaner swatches, that could almost be an apothecary cabinet or something. Yeah, I think I prefer that. Anyway, there are our two kits. Now for the verdict, or more appropriately, the first impressions, because even though I've had this for a few days, most of my time was spent making those swatch cycle animations, so I haven't had that much chance to use it in practice. The only limitation for me is that the items are made in a very specific style and not one that I build in all the time. However, I do love having them there and they work really well with a suite of other items already in the game. If I'm being nitpicky, there are a few problems with some of the shadows on the items, but that's something that I'm sure will be fixed. Now for the Artist Studio kit. I feel like painting is one of those skills that my Sims will almost always pick up. It's like probably up there in the top 5 with charisma and cooking. I don't know why, but I always have a little bit of a creative edge to my Sims. That said, they don't always have a dedicated painting space, but I do like having access to some of these Artist Studio items without going into the painting skill career. At the moment, a lot of the items that give off this vibe are locked behind career rewards. So it's nice having some inspiring items for the hobbyist. And I know it's not specific to this kit, but I do love that they're hinting at a carpentry skill. I feel like the woodworking table is an underused aspect of the game, so hopefully the next expansion pack, Life and Death, will include some kind of carpentry mechanic. So there are the two kits and my opinions of them. Let me know if you share or disagree down in the comments. And if you like this video and want to see some more like it, please subscribe. I put a lot of work into this video and I want to keep making more like it. So if you want to see them, press that subscribe button, press that bell notification, and I'll hopefully see you very, very soon. Bisous.